tuning into the source. Your source for celebrity news. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into the source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. Over the last couple of days, Jay-Z has been accused of scamming students who were enrolled in the Roc Nation School of Music, a partnership between Jay-Z's company Roc Nation and the Long Island University Brooklyn campus. Numerous students claim that after being promised full tuition scholarships, they were left tens of thousands of dollars in debt because the school, Jay-Z, and Roc Nation reneged on their promise to provide them with a debt-free education. In an article published by The Gothamist, the journalist who wrote the article said that students who expected to graduate without debt found out that they owed thousands of dollars to the university due to what they described as misleading marketing tactics. For example, one student named Justice Stevenson, a recent high school graduate, stated that she was on the fence about attending college until she received a text message from Kimberly Klein, the president over there at LIU, and she says that the text message read, "I tried to reach you by phone. Roc Nation School at LIU is awarding you a full tuition scholarship. You will receive full tuition and be able to graduate without debt. I'm pleased to share that you've been awarded a Hope full tuition scholarship. This scholarship, combined with financial grants, will allow you to graduate without debt."
My name is Justice. I'm 17. I'm a freshman at Roc Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment. I'm a vocal performance major, born and raised in Brooklyn. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I think my favorite part about the school is the networking, and I've already met a lot of great artists that I'm getting to work with. And so I just know that as the school grows, it's going to be more talent, and it's just going to be a fun environment to just make music.
Justice went on to say that the prospect of a debt-free education coupled with Jay-Z's involvement in the program convinced her to accept, adding, quote, "I remember just generally being conflicted about school, and then coming across this school made me feel a sense of security. It was a full scholarship immediately. It was a music school, which is iconic and a dream, and Jay-Z is involved," end quote. According to the article, many students, just like Justice, who were also offered the scholarship, received an acceptance email that said, "As a Hope Scholar, you don't have to worry about tuition charges." Justice and the other Hope Scholars, who are alleging that Jay-Z and LIU duped them, also shared the fact that the school appealed to them because it offered them a top-tier education. For example, one student shared the fact that in the recruitment material for the school, it said, "Your classroom will include Roc Nation artists. For example, when you study women in music, Rihanna will visit your classroom. DJ Khaled, the Jonas Brothers, Megan Thee Stallion, and other Roc Nation artists will serve as guest lecturers. And professional athletes, agents, and sports professionals will offer instruction and insight for aspiring sports professionals."
The Roc Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment at Long Island University is back in session. Jay-Z's Roc Nation is a global entertainment company providing management, label, publishing, touring, film, and TV services. Since 2021, its partnership with LIU also offers a world-class education in the center of downtown Brooklyn, 2 miles from where Jay-Z was raised in the Marcy Projects.
I really this.
So Roc Nation has been an incredible partner, and I think that's the benefit of having an active partner.
Roc Nation School Dean Tressa Cunningham says the courses are rooted in theory.
So we've had the benefit of partnering with Wyden and Kennedy, with Condé Nast, with V-Files, with JP Morgan Chase to create courses that are relevant to students, that are interesting to students, but equally as applicable and useful in their day-to-day lives and their soon-to-be careers.
Cunningham says leveraging Roc Nation's connections with industry leaders like Sony, iHeartMedia, Paramount, and Live Nation has created valuable internships. Senior Jordan Calexo, a music technology entrepreneurship and production major from Elizabeth, New Jersey, has been with the program since its launch and interned at Roc Nation and Interscope, home to artists like Kendrick Lamar,
They not like us, they not like us,
and Billie Eilish. Duh.
I have a lot of friends who are engineering students who go to Princeton and Rutgers and other schools in Jersey that I'm from, and it's like we have shared experiences in regards to classes and homework and tests, but I'm learning about what it takes to be a part of the entertainment world. Another thing that I will always say that is different about our school is that our faculty is actively participating in the industries that we're learning about.
Jordan is referring to adjunct faculty member Anthony Cruz, a Grammy-nominated engineer for Meek Mill's Championships, and the director of the Music Technology Entrepreneurship and Production Program, Grammy-winning Young Guru, who has mixed 10 of Jay-Z's 11 albums, according to his website.
Duro, you gotta let it bump.
Another gripe that some of the students had was that although Megan Thee Stallion did indeed visit the campus, students say that there weren't a whole lot of major celebrities that showed up to give guest lectures. They also said that the facilities necessary for making and recording music were lacking. For example, one of the students who was part of the first class to enroll in the school, when he first started going to the school, they actually had to make their own DIY studio because the studio was not up to par. Despite these alleged facts and others, students are now saying that the biggest issue for them was the discovery that they unknowingly owed thousands in debt to the university for room and board and other living costs. As a matter of fact, some students owed up to $39,000 and had to make the difficult decision to either take out student loans or leave the program altogether. When asked about the fact that students who were promised a debt-free education are now in debt over their heads, a representative from LIU said, "The scholarship covers tuition only, and it enables students to graduate tuition debt-free. Upon admission to the university, Hope Scholarship recipients receive an offer letter from the university that outlines the full tuition scholarship and any student obligations. The offer letter also expressly includes the fact that neither university fees or housing costs are included in the scholarship." Now, the Gothamists went on to say that their journalists obtained several offer letters describing a full tuition scholarship that, along with other financial grants, will allow students to graduate without debt. They also say that according to the letters that they saw, those letters did not indicate that an assortment of academic fees and housing costs were not covered by the scholarship.
On this episode of As the Carter Kingdom Crumbles, Jay-Z is back in the news for another failed business venture. This time it pertains to his label Roc Nation partnering with LIU, aka Long Island University, to create the Roc Nation School of Music. The whole purpose of this partnership was to allow students who had an interest in music to be able to get hands-on practical experience doing so, not just theoretical knowledge about music, but really able to take songwriting classes and to make music while in school, obviously helping them to get the hands-on experience that they would need to one day achieve their dreams of being in the music industry. But they were also supposed to be able to do that debt-free. According to this tweet and the article that it references, the Roc Nation School of Music promised a debt-free education. However, about a dozen students ended up with a lot of loans and debt that they absolutely could not pay back. And this wasn't just some verbal promise. Students referenced their offer letters that stated that they'd graduate without debt. Now, obviously, Jay-Z and Roc Nation have a lot of explaining to do, but so does LIU, because clearly something wasn't all the way worked out in the background in order for these kids to be graduating with debt that you guys have in writing wasn't really supposed to happen. If these kids wanted to sue, they would have a case. But more than an explanation, LIU and Roc Nation need to get together and figure out how to make things right. And the only way to actually do that is simply by canceling these kids' debt. Point blank, period. Because imagine you just went to school to follow your passion by studying music, and not only did you study music when creatives already have a hard time finding steady and stable work, you just graduated with this degree in a really bad economy, and record labels are broke right now. They can barely hire anybody. They've been doing layoffs, and you have a music degree. You can have fun finding a job with that degree. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's definitely going to be hard, especially graduating into such a volatile economy. But not only are you graduating with a liberal arts degree, you are also now graduating with debt that you did not plan to have. That is not a way to enter the world before the age of even 25. Like, y'all, Jay-Z, Roc Nation, LIU, y'all gotta make this right. I want this video to serve as a cautionary tale to stay away from anything that a celebrity is endorsing, promoting, affiliated with, or has their name on. Celebrities do not mean you any well. They have a habit of being involved in very shady, backdoor business deals. Y'all keep thinking that they got rich from their music or from their movies or from their fashion line. No, celebrities get rich by doing a lot of very low vibrational activities. They do not mean you well. They see you as a damn fool. Stay away.
Okay, apparently Jay-Z, the guy who said that calling him a capitalist was the slur, he started a school called Rock Nation School of the Arts. And apparently they were sending emails to people saying, promising a debt-free education. They had this Hope Scholarship. But when it really came down to it, a lot of these young people, and they're teenagers, by the way, now owe almost $40,000 in debt for attending these schools. I already know what some of y'all are going to say. They should have read the fine print. Well, some of the fine print was misleading, A. And B, no one should have to go into a lifetime of debt to pursue education, period, full stop. But especially when you're targeting artists, when you're targeting people of color that are artists, when you're targeting working class people that are artists, and you're setting them up in such a way that they're already going to be in the hole when they're pursuing something that's already difficult to pursue. The music industry is extremely exploitative, and Spotify is taking over this whole industry, and it's really hard if you don't already come from money, if you don't already have connections, to make it in the industry. And you're setting up them up to fail. And this is why it's important that we remember when these celebrities are creating these schools. I mean, it's kind of like Trump University. They see it as a cash cow. Our debts are rich people's assets.
Y'all, tell me why I just read an article about a real-life Scott's Tots situation. If you're unfamiliar, Scott from The Office promises a bunch of little kids that if they make it to college, he's gonna pay for their tuition, and the kids like actually study and want to go to college, and Scott's like, just kidding. Well, Jay-Z just did something similar to a bunch of college kids, where him and Rock Nation partnered with a school or something and promised these kids debt-free education, free tuition, and then saddled them with crippling debt. You literally can't make this up. There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. That's crazy. I did not have Jay-Z pulling a Scott's Tot situation on my 2025 bingo card.
Jay-Z Rock Nation School scrutinized over debt-free promise. Jay-Z Rock Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment at Long Island University, Brooklyn, has come under scrutiny for promising them students they will graduate debt-free. It was called the Hope Scholarship. The Hope Scholarship. Turns out after these people graduated, they got a bill that said they was $6,000 in debt. Outstanding balance of $26,000, despite Jigga promising them that it was gonna be free. Look, y'all drop it in the comments, man. You can't go on promise. Where's the money, man? Fuck all the bullshit. Where's the money? When you promise some shit like that, that money supposed to be already paid. That ain't supposed to be if this and that happens, if I don't run into legal trouble. You made something.
Alright, so now that you have the backstory, let me share my thoughts on the entire situation. 1. All of these students are full of ish. 2. Every YouTuber and journalist who ran with the story talking about Jay-Z's out here scamming students didn't do their research. And 3. I know that we live in a day and age where it's easy to villainize the rich rappers. However, in this case, Jay-Z didn't scam anybody. Alright, so let me break this down with a little journalistic integrity. 1. Anybody who's ever attended college knows full well that the word tuition is not inclusive of room and board. Tuition equals the cost you pay for instruction, and room and board refers to the cost for living on campus. Room, your housing; board, your meals. Therefore, a tuition-free scholarship equals you're not paying for the classes. It has nothing to do with room and board. Aside from that, LIU Brooklyn campus is predominantly a commuter campus, which means very few students actually live on campus. The school, which is located right on Flatbush Avenue, smack dab in the middle of Brooklyn, really isn't built for that. Now, I get it. When you go from high school to college, there's a steep learning curve when it comes to terminology, because you gotta understand there's a difference between the registrar and the bursar, and there's also a difference between tuition and room and board.
Bless up, this is DJ Callen, and the deadline is coming up for the DJ Callen Scholarship. Apply with an essay or video describing how this full tuition scholarship will help you become the best version of yourself by April 15th of this year, 2023, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Visit the link below to start now. Bless up.
Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. Is it the college's responsibility to teach you what room and board is before you accept going to the college? Absolutely not. Because if you're going to college, the college assumes that you know words. You know, those things that we use to communicate with each other that actually have definitions. Alright, you still with me? Because it's important that you understand words when you read the terms and conditions of the scholarship at LIU, which clearly said, scholarships offered during the admissions process are applied to tuition and cannot be applied to fees, room, or board. Now, really quick, let's refer to an article that was written in 2020 about the scholarship. It says, the New Hope Scholarship awarded on campus gives academically successful students who come from households with low financial standing the ability to attend LIU tuition free, which means that if you get the scholarship, you can take classes there and you can get your degree tuition free. But that does not mean that you can move on campus, live in the dorms, and eat in the cafeteria like you got a free gift card to Applebee's. Now, many of the students enrolled in the Rock Nation school claim that they were misled by Jay-Z and Rock Nation and LIU because the school let them know that they could graduate debt-free. I mean, you can, just don't live on campus. Listen, let me know down below. Is it just me? Do you understand that there's a difference between a tuition-free scholarship and a full-ride scholarship to a college? Let me know down below. Or, do you believe that those terms are interchangeable? Also, do you understand that the word tuition and the phrase room and board are two different things? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And I know, somebody's getting ready to come in the comment section and still say, nah, Sauce, Jay-Z misled them students. And I'm going to respond by saying, as someone who has been offered a tuition-free scholarship from LIU Brooklyn campus, that school is very clear on what your scholarship includes and what it doesn't include. As a matter of fact, when they offered me the tuition-free scholarship, I was also asked to attend an 8-hour seminar on a Saturday in which they went through every cost associated with the program with a fine-tooth comb. And on top of that, they had a PowerPoint and everything. I mean, it was crazy. I was sitting there like, yo, I haven't even decided whether or not I want to go to this school. Why are you giving me so much information? Now, another major gripe that some of the students had with the school is that they said that Jay-Z promised them major celebrities, and not enough major celebrities came to speak to him. Alright, so I looked into this, and from what I can see, LIU Brooklyn campus has brought in a whole lot of figures to speak to the kids, including Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, Michael Rubin, the executive chairman of the Fanatics and partner of the Philadelphia 76ers, Taj McMillan's Franklin, a 6-time WNBA All-Star and 2024 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, John Platt, the CEO of Sony Music Publishing, Christian Nicole Long, the senior director of entertainment for the New York Liberty, Brooklyn Nets, and Long Island Nets, Ashley Hamilton, Director of Event Location Strategy and Planning at the NFL, Amy Salmonson, Senior Producer at CBS Sports, Walt Clyde Frazier from the New York Knicks, Ninth Wonder, the music producer, Megan Thee Stallion, Rhapsody, and Fat Joe, just to name a few. As a matter of fact, Source, can we please see a few clips of Fat Joe and Rhapsody over there talking to the kids?
Emit light, rap, or emit chill. I drew a line without showing my body, that's a skill. But we all know who got the juice. My sisters imitating us in all the Hollywood pictures, and still they'll never be us. Something like that.
It's my distinct pleasure to welcome Fat Joe.
This is what it's all about.
Yes,
Shout out to Rock Nation School, where you can take one man's vision and spread it out and influence a bunch of people. So whenever I look at young artists or I look at young brothers and sisters doing their thing, I always look at them and say, man, Fat Joe grew up in the projects. I got about 75 people working for me right now that can feed their families on Thanksgiving and take care of their families and stuff like that.
Write your ideas even when you don't think they're good. Because I feel like music is very Songwriting is very precious, and if you feel like every time you pick up that pen you want to write a hit song, you're going to be disappointed. But you gotta dig for the hit song, and a lot of times it's a muscle that you gotta work. You don't go to the gym and you start lifting 50 pounds out the gate. That's just, it's not how it works. You have to work that muscle, and so you have a responsibility to your gift to get those bad songs out until you reach the one that's like, oh, I wrote 6 trash songs this week, but that 7th one, was amazing. And be patient with yourself, because sometimes, we've seen how hit songs are coming back, whether it's that new Chris Brown song that's just now blowing up or Lizzo song that blew up years later. You just don't know when a song is going to go. You got to be patient with yourself and not feel like that first week response or that first year response is really telling of how well a song can do.
Listen, I don't know what some of these kids expected, but no, Beyonce is not going to be walking up into your classroom every day to teach your class. Let me tell you something. If you're a sports management major, do you know how major it is to have Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, walk up in your class and teach you a lesson? I mean, for real, these kids are over there complaining because what they wanted to see was Kyrie Irving walk into the classroom dribbling a basketball. But what they don't understand is that Adam Silver can do more for your sports career in 10 minutes than Kyrie Irving could probably do for you in a lifetime. Additionally, you don't pick and choose what school you're going to go to based on how many celebrities you think are going to come in and be guest speakers. Now, after that, a whole lot of the students complained that when they got there, they had to create their own DIY studio. So I looked at the curriculum, and what I found out is that the curriculum's not designed for you to walk into that school and walk out with your own hit record. While each of the classrooms did have little mini studios set up at each desk so that students could learn about production, it was not about walking in there and winning a Grammy. With that being said, LIU Brooklyn campus now boasts one of the most state-of-the-art studios available in New York City. And Grammy Award-winning music producers like Young Guru actually teach some of the classes.
Hey, this is Young Guru, and I'm excited to announce that I will be joining the Rock Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment as the director of the Music Technology Entrepreneurship and Production Program. I'm delighted to announce a full tuition scholarship for you to join me at the Rock Nation School of Music, Sports, and Entertainment. All you have to do is apply and tell me about your ambitions and why you want to attend the school. Students, I will see you in the fall.
So today I'm going to take you on a day in the life as a Rock Nation School student. First, before we get anything started, I need you to just take in the nature. You just got to enjoy the day. Become one with the day. Then after that, we're going to just head over to the canteen shop. And most of the on-campus know, but the canteen shop, that's where you can get all the Rock Nation School apparel. Like the hoodies, the jackets, the tank tops, whatever you need. I had a meeting with the Promise Coach planning more events there. Then we're going to mosey over to the Cumbo lobby where we had the career fair, and this was very cool. I got to meet people from Puma, Hot 97, Rock Nation, the fire department, just a whole bunch of people, and they had a beautiful panel, as you can see, the beautiful people right there. Then heading over to my legal aspects of music class, we had a guest speaker, the great Andrew Go from Rock Nation, speaking on publishing. Then I had to head over to my music production lesson with Professor Annabelle, and I definitely love this. I'm starting to make beats now. It's about to get crazy. And then heading over to my music and culture class. It's the last class of the day. Very excited about that. Had a great little brunch, you want to say, provided by the Rock Nation School. And then I got to end the day doing what I love to do, rapping. It's all in a day's work. Now, go home, sleep, and restart.
Now, after the story broke and a whole bunch of people started running with it and they were jumping on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram calling Jay-Z a scammer, a whole lot of people came in the comment section, and one person was like, damn, they were promised the dream, but instead they were given a nightmare. That's a damn shame. Shaking my head. And then somebody else was like, don't tell me he following 45/47, the grifter in chief. Support traditional public schools. Okay, so really quick, let's stop right here. Although some YouTubers have jumped online and presented this information as if this was a charter school, this has nothing to do with public schools or charter schools. This is talking about a university that is part of the CUNY University system. LIU Brooklyn campus is a college. Alright, so now that we got that cleared up, let's go on. Another commenter came in the comments and was like, is he crazy? That fake A school with fake A tuition? And then somebody else was like, that's the same thing Donald Trump did. These wealthy predators. Okay, so once again, let's correct the record. LIU Brooklyn campus is not a fake school with a fake tuition. It's actually a well-accredited, well-respected school within the CUNY New York system. And if you don't know what that is, that stands for City University of New York. Also, this situation right here is a far cry from what Trump was doing over there at Trump University, which was a diploma mill that was giving out fake diplomas. It was not accredited, and if you graduated from there, your diploma would be absolutely worthless. I mean, worthless. I mean, your diploma would be worth less than if, like, you went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a donut, and then you got a napkin and you wiped the glaze off of the bottom of your chin, and then you took that napkin and threw it in the garbage. Your diploma from Trump University would actually be worth less than that napkin. This is not that. As a matter of fact, according to the LIU School of Rock Nation Progress Summary, 84% of students that are currently enrolled in a program are actually on track to graduate with their degrees. Let me tell you something, we have got to stop this because this is getting absolutely ridiculous, and like TikTok and social media and all of these people jumping online just saying whatever is getting out of hand. We're so quick to jump on the negative narratives that you're damned if you do and you're damn sure damned if you don't. I mean, for real, how did we get to the point where we're demonizing Jay-Z because he offered students who otherwise may not have the opportunity to attend college the chance to attend a well-respected accredited university to earn their degrees worth $140,000 tuition free? It's not his fault that 12 out of the 300 students that enrolled in the program over the last 4 years didn't understand the assignment, because they didn't understand that tuition does not include room and board. What's that have to do with him? I mean, really, what's he supposed to do? Go to their houses with a Webster dictionary and teach them college level words? And I know, here you come. You're gonna be like, nah, he should have gave them room and board. Well, perhaps by not giving every student room and board and simply giving them tuition scholarships, he was actually able to give more students access to degrees. Alright, so from now on, should LIU send about 20, 30, 40 letters home with the words in 24-point font that say, this scholarship is for tuition only, it does not include room and board? Yes, they should. But that's not because Jay-Z and them did anything wrong. That's because for some reason it appears that the level of comprehension within society is getting dumbed down every year. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, nah, Sauce, you wrong. Because why should they have to read the fine print? As far as I'm concerned, Jay-Z needs to pay for their education. Listen, it's not fine print if it's 12-point font on the letter, and it's also 12-point font on the website, and it's also 12-point font on the bill. I mean, come on, what are we doing? I mean, Jay-Z's no saint. However, this is a very good school with a very good program, and this is not Jay-Z's fault, because it's not his fault that some of these young kids nowadays can't comprehend letters. Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.